Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have Paul Herman regarding item number 1.
Good morning, everybody. I run a couple of customer support groups. So one is Bank Ripoff's customer support group and ANZ Unhappy customer support groups. I've actually had some experiences which led me to do that, to run those support groups. But look, I just did some research, and of the 4 big banks, ANZ has the highest rate of complaints, customer complaints as a percent of customers, according to AFCA DataCube. ANZ's complaint density is the highest. ANZ was fined 240,000 by ATSIC in part for failing to respond to customers adequately. At the last AGM, I was referred to the customer advocate, Meg Dowling. Your website actually says that Meg's still working for you, but apparently she has left ANZ. One of the things that I have a real difficulty with dealing with ANZ staff is various tactics used on me, and I've heard the same with through my support groups, that we had weeks of delay in receiving responses to emails that I sent, had missed appointments, had cancelled appointments at short notice, and this repeated pattern really inconvenienced me and inconvenienced my support people. These tactics, Joe Longo said, who's the ASIC chair, said, time and time again, ANZ has betrayed the trust of Australians, and he described ANZ's behaviour as grubby. Can you guarantee that these tactics will stop in regard to dealing with especially legacy cases such as my own? But look, I have so many customers, ANZ customers, who are legacy cases who are struggling to deal with ANZ, sometimes through the court system, sometimes just as in my case, dealing with the customer advocate.
Okay, thank you for the question. One of the things I mentioned earlier that we are doing as part of the Customer First is going through all of our processes and understanding where are they creating any issues or any friction points. So that will be a company-wide program where you'll be able to see a significant uplift in our performance over time. I'd acknowledge clearly from what you've said that there have been some poor experiences, and I think we would be keen to understand and benefit from those as well. Nuno, is there anything you'd like to comment on, particularly in terms of the work we're doing on Customer First?
Well, obviously, the first thing I would say is acknowledge the fact that we settled with ASIC because we recognize that we had failings in those areas. So we agree that we need to do a much better job. That's the first one. The second one is we have no intention at all, certainly not as a policy or a procedure, to delay anything. That's absolutely not the intent. So I apologize also if that happened in a specific case or in specific cases. Our Customer First strategy is exactly about delivering the right experience to customers, okay? And the complaint management is a critical part of it. We want to make sure that when customers complain, obviously we expect them to not complain because services are doing well, but in a big organization, as always, complaints, it's part of how things evolve. We want to be the minimal number, but when they occur, we are trying to solve them as fast as we can and in the first contact point. Even though our numbers today are not where they should be, I am very proud to say that at this point in time, we are making sure we collect all the complaints from all channels so we don't miss any, and we have all of them registered. I also receive many, by the way, individually, and I read them all, and I pass them to the right teams, and I make sure they are addressed. Second, I'm also pleased to say that we are now addressing them much faster. In terms of our number of complaints that are still open, they almost halved from May to October. So while we are not there, and we agree with you, I must say that the direction is the right one. And I can ensure that this is absolutely priority number one of the team.
Okay, well, I think that that sounds great, and I think that if that reflects in the AFCA's numbers on DataCube, that would be really great, because ANZ at the moment is the worst, or has been the worst. But personally, what I've been concerned about is negotiation tactics. So especially, like as you well know, I have fought for justice with ANZ Bank, and in response, I feel that ANZ Bank has used tactics which are inappropriate, and some of these delaying tactics, just keep recurring from the same employee. So especially, I was dealing with Meg, and just kept recurring. So yeah, I'm very concerned about that, and so are other customers who've had difficulties.
Thank you for the feedback, and we acknowledge and we'll work hard to address. Thank you.
Who can I speak to? So I know that
We have some of our customer team here
Yeah,
today. What
yeah.
I will ask is that one of them makes contact with you
Yeah.
while you're here.
I look
Okay.
forward to having a good working relationship with them. So what's in the past is in the past, and I hope that in future we can work constructively together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.